solve numerical problems based on Kirchhoff's rules. I will read the problem number 1. Find the magnitude and direction of current in the circuit given below. So look at the circuit. It is a closed loop. A, B, C, D, A, rectangular loop. And the current given in the circuit is assumed to be clockwise. So what is I here? I is the current. In which direction it is assumed? Assumed direction may be true or false. Suppose if you assume that current is flowing in the clockwise direction and get a positive value of I, then actual current also is flowing in the clockwise direction only. Suppose if assumed direction is what clockwise, but the value is coming in negative means, then actually the current must be flowing in which direction? Anti-clockwise direction. Okay students, now let us see that. So applying Kirchhoff's voltage rule, okay, Kirchhoff's voltage rule to the loop, closed loop A, B, C, D, A. So A, B, C, D, A. Starting from A, I have assumed the current is flowing in this direction. So this is I. And through this resistor also current is flowing in this direction, okay, and through this resistor also the current is flowing in this direction, and the current is flowing in this direction, current is clockwise. So like this also you can continue. So this is the direction of the current. You start from A now. Now A, this I ampere is flowing through how many ohm? 5 ohm. So I will write IR product. IR product. I am proceeding from A to B, and the current also flowing in the same direction. So it is positive. So 5 into I. Then you come here. There is another resistor 10 ohm through which the same current is flowing in the same direction. Therefore what IR product is positive again. So this is plus 10I. And again from B to C no resistor. Then C to D there is only one resistor, that is 5 ohm. And through that 5 ohm watt current I is flowing in the same direction as I proceed from C to D. That is I also proceed from C to D. Current I also is flowing what from C to D. So I is positive. IR product is positive. So this is again what 5 into I. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 resistors are only available. So IR product also will be containing 3 terms only. I have written all the 3 terms. But totally in the circuit how many cells are included? There are 2 cells. One cell of EMF 10 volt and another cell of EMF 20 volt. Whether both are positive or both are negative, or one positive and another EMF is negative, we have to use the sign conventions. Okay. Now first you look at the cell 1. In this cell the 10 volt, okay, is the EMF. And you see the current is flowing from A to B such that the current is leaving the positive terminal. Is it not? The current is flowing from what? Negative to positive inside the cell. So the current is flowing from negative to positive and it leaves which terminal? The positive terminal. Therefore this 10 volt is positive. So this is what 10 is positive. Then B to C no cell, and C to D there is one cell of EMF 20 volt. So inside the cell the current is flowing from the positive to negative. So that the current is leaving which terminal? Leaving from which terminal? From the negative terminal means this EMF must be negative as per the sign convention. So this is what 10 minus 20. Have you all understood? This is very, very important to be understood, my dear students. Hope you have understood. So 5 plus 10 plus 5 is 20I. So this is 20I is equal to 10 minus 20 is how much? Minus 10. So this is minus 10. So 0 and 0 get cancelled. 2I is equal to minus 1. Therefore I is equal to minus 1 by 2. Okay. Therefore what is the current in the circuit is equal to minus 0.5 ampere. Actually the current is having a negative sign. So what do you mean here? We assumed the current actually clockwise, but we are getting a negative value means actual current is flowing in which direction? In the anti-clockwise direction. So actual current flows in anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. So what is its magnitude? Its magnitude is minus 0.5 ampere, or you can say magnitude means 0.5 ampere also you can say, but if it is minus means the direction is opposite to the assumed direction. Understand? I hope you must have understood. We are going to do some other interesting numericals. Wait then, okay? Now look at the second problem. Calculate I1, I2 and I3 in the given circuit below. Look at the circuit. This is a closed loop. That is A, B, C, D, E, F, A. Inside which there are two smaller loops are included. So totally how many loops are available in the circuit is 3 loops. We have to apply Kirchhoff's first law and second law, and we have to determine the value of currents I1, I2 and I3. Are you ready? Good. Now first I am going to see the junction B. You look at the junction B. At this junction, the current I1 sent by the first cell, the current I1 ampere sent by the first cell is flowing towards the junction, and the current I2 sent by the another cell, second cell, is also flowing towards the junction. Can you see that I1 and I2 are coming towards the junction B? Okay. So at the same point, which current is leaving the junction is I3. I3 is coming out of the junction. So I am going to apply, okay, apply Kirchhoff's first rule, Kirchhoff's first rule, that is current rule, to junction B, okay, to the junction B. So the algebraic sum of the currents meeting at any junction is equal to 0. The currents I1 and I2 are flowing towards the junction, so they are positive. So I1 plus I2 must be equal to the current leaving the junction, that is I3. This is equation 1. Are you understanding the first equation? Okay. Now I am going to consider any two loops, and I am going to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law or Kirchhoff's second rule. Okay. Now you see here I am going to apply Kirchhoff's second rule to loop. The second rule is also called as the loop rule. The first rule is also called as the junction rule. Now you see that applying Kirchhoff's second rule to loop, the bigger loop, the biggest loop, which is the biggest loop, start from A, B, C, pass through D, E, F and come back to A itself. So A, B, C, D, E, F and back to A itself. Okay. In this loop, second law if you apply means the algebraic sum of the currents and resistances, I R products in each side. Now you see that A to B there is no resistor, B to C also there is no resistor, and C to D, how many resistors are available? Only one resistor, and of how many ohm? 10 ohm. What current is flowing through that? I3. So I am moving from the point C to D in this branch, okay, in this arm of the branch C to D I am proceeding. Current also is flowing in the same direction, therefore IR product should be what? Positive. So 10 into I3, so 10 I3, okay. Then D to E no resistor, and E to F also no resistor, and back to A, F to A. When I proceed from F to A, there is only one resistor, that is of 1 ohm. What current is flowing through that is I1 ampere, okay. So this is what I1 ampere only, okay. Because the current I3 when it reaches the junction E, again it will divide into what? I1 through F and I2 through this 2 ohm. Understand? It will again divide. So I1 into 1. So this is what? A positive. So this is a 1 I1. That's all over. I have come back to A. So I have calculated the algebraic sum of the product of current and resistances, and this must be equal to what? This must be equal to the algebraic sum of the EMFs in that loop. So again I start from A to B, B to C, no cell in this branch. Then C to D, no cell, and D to E and E to F also no cell, and F to A, when I proceed, there is one cell of 3 volt available in that arm, and I proceed such that the current starts from the positive terminal. It starts from the positive terminal, means this 3 is positive. 3 is positive, okay, and this is what equation 2. Similarly, apply, okay, apply Kirchhoff's second rule to any other loop. There are 2 more smaller loops available, okay. It is our choice only. Out of the 2 smaller loops, I will consider the smaller loop, that is B, C, D, E, B. So this is B, C, D, E, B. This is the smaller loop given below. I start from the point B. When I go from B to C, there is no resistor. When I go from C to D, there is one resistor of 10 ohm. So 10 into I3. The IR product is what? 10 into I3. Next, D to E, no resistor. And E to B, there is a resistor of 2 ohm. So IR product is what? I2 into 2 or 2I2. So this is what? This is 2I2. And this is equal to the algebraic sum of the EMFs. So B to C, there is no cell. C to D is also no cell. D to E, no cell. And E to B, there is one cell of EMF 2 volt. The current I2 flows such that it leaves from which terminal of the cell? That is the positive. Therefore 2 volt is also positive. So this equation 3. Okay, I have got an equation 3. So we have to solve these 2 equations. Now first equation is what? 10I3 plus I1, is it not? So I rewrite the first equation 10I3. In place of I3, what I will substitute? It can also be substituted as I1 plus I2. So instead of I3, I can write this is I1 plus I2. Then plus I1. So this is plus I1. And this is equal to what? 3. This is equal to 3. So this is 10 into I1 is 10 I1. Plus here one I1 is there. So 10 I1 plus I1 plus 10 into I2 is 10 I2. This is equal to 3. So 10 plus 1, 11 I1. 11 I1 plus 10 I2 is equal to 3. So this is equal to 3, and this is equation number 4. Similarly, in the next equation number 3, I will substitute for I3 equal to I1 plus I2. So 10 into I1 plus I2, okay, plus 2I2, okay, plus 2I2, and this is equal to 2. So this is equal to 2. Now 10I1, I will write 10I1 plus here 10 into I2 is 10I2. So this is 10I2 plus 2I2. This is equal to 2, or 10I1 plus 12. Okay, 12I2 is equal to 2, and this is equation number 5. Now equations 4 and 5 are simultaneous equations. We have to get the solution for that. Now the coefficient of I2 in equation 4 is 10. And the coefficient of I2 in equation 5 is 12. So I am going to multiply the entire equation 4 by 12. And the entire equation 5 is multiplied by 10. And we can solve. So multiplying, okay, multiply equation 4, okay, by 12. So I am going to multiply now. 11 into 12 is 132. So this is 132 I1 plus 10 into 12 is 120. 120 I2. This is equal to 12 threes are 36. So this is equal to 36. Now we have got equation number 6. Similarly, I am going to multiply this equation 5 by 10. So multiply equation 5 by 10. This equation 10 tens are how much? 100. So this is 100 into I1 plus 12 into 10 is how much? 120. So this is 120 I2, and this is equal to 2 into 10, that is equal to 20, and this is equation number 7. You do it systematically, no error will come. Now lastly, the equations number 6 and 7, you see that the coefficient of I2 is the same, 120 I2. So if you subtract one equation from the other means we can get an expression for I1. Okay. So I am going to subtract from the larger number. Okay. The smaller number is subtracted, 36. So this I will subtract 6 minus 7 implies equation 6 minus equation 7 implies. You tell me now, equation 6 minus 7 means 132 I1 minus 100 I1. So this is what 132 I1 minus 100 I1. Then 120 I2 minus 120 I2 get cancelled. So we need not write that. This is equal to, right hand side is what 36 minus 20. So 132 minus 100 is how much? 32. So 32 I1 is equal to 36 minus 20 is how much? 16. Therefore what? Therefore I1 is equal to 16 by 32. Is it not? I1 is equal to what? 16 by 32. That is equal to 16 2s are 32. Therefore 1 by 2. So we get the current. Therefore I1 is equal to 0.5 ampere. We have got 0.5 ampere. Now the value of I1 can be substituted in any of the earlier equations so that we can get the value of what? I2. Okay. Now this equation randomly we can choose. Okay. So this is our fifth equation will be better because it's the product of 10. So in equation 5, I substitute the value of I1. So 10 I1. So 10 into I1 is what? 0.5 plus 12 I2 plus 12 into I2, and this is equal to what? 2. Okay, 12 I2, this is equal to 2. So 10 into 0.5 is what? 5. So 5 plus 12 I2, this is equal to 2, or 12 I2 is equal to 2 minus 5, that is equal to minus 3. Is it not? Therefore what is I2 is equal to? Therefore I2 must be equal to minus 3 divided by 12. So this is minus 1 by 4. 4 3s are 12. Is it not? So this can be cancelled by 4, that is minus 1 by 4. 1/4 is what? 1/4 is 0.25. Therefore I2 must be equal to minus 0.25 ampere. Okay, minus 0.25 ampere. Okay, and therefore what is current? I3. From this equation number 1, I1 plus I2 must be equal to what? I3. Okay, so I3 must be equal to I1 plus I2, that is equal to 0.5 minus 0.25, and that is equal to again 0.25 ampere. Therefore I3 is equal to 0.25 ampere. So we have found the values of I1, I2 and I3. Okay, I hope you must have understood. So what is the value of the current? I1 is positive 0.5 ampere, and I2 is what? Negative minus 0.25 ampere, and I3 is also positive and its value is what? 0.25 ampere. So in every problem involving Kirchhoff's laws, your patience is required. You have to study the circuit part by part, and the sign convention is very, very important, my dear students. So any problem will be successfully correct only if you are thorough with the sign conventions. I hope you have understood. Shall we go to the next problem? Okay.